Arrivée à 23 ans, j'avais tout de la jeune femme entreprenante et inspirante. J'étais engagée, dévouée, je fédérais des dizaines de personnes autour d'initiatives, j'en accueillais des centaines dans d'autres. Mais j'étais malade, et je ne prenais pas autant soin de moi que je le pensais. Le cœur brisé, un deuil, la trahison, l'épuisement, l'incapacité de comprendre un corps déréglé, le burn-out. J'avais disparu. Dépersonnalisation, dégoût, défensive, mal-être. Un jour, la crise de nerfs. La convalescence, l'absence, et soudain le retour. Je suis revenue à moi avec la curiosité de reprendre tout à zéro, en accord avec ce que j'ai toujours été, en dehors de ce à quoi j'ai toujours été attachée. Alors je suis partie, avec l'envie de reprendre confiance en l'être humain. À partir de cette décision, j'étais redevenue moi, Myriam Toumi, l'optimiste, celle qui voit en l'autre la possibilité d'un futur positif. C'est ainsi qu'au fur et à mesure, je les ai rencontrés, mes miroirs, ceux qui allaient nourrir l'espoir que j'avais en moi en me confiant le leur. Le plus difficile n'a pas été de les trouver, ni de les enregistrer, mais d'à mon tour prendre la parole pour partager la leur. Je veux de nouveau faire partie de la solution, et je suis convaincue que la rencontre et le partage sont des remèdes. Ils l'ont été pour moi, alors ils peuvent l'être pour d'autres. Aujourd'hui, je suis Myriam Toumi, et j'ose. Et ce n'est pas le vent qui m'en empêchera. Cesser de résister, accepter de ne pas tout contrôler. Le vent qui souffle sur la parole de cette personne est la meilleure des métaphores pour décrire ce que nous avons échangé. On s'accroche, direction une des îles les plus connues du Pacifique.
Hi, I'm Timmy from Virginia Beach, and I'm living in Hawaii. I'm living here in Hawaii for surfing and for work, and because it's good to move out of your hometown, things of that nature.
Je ne connais rien de l'état de Virginie, alors je demande à Timmy comment c'est.
It's a large metropolitan area, so a lot of people, but it's really diverse. It's like the middle of the East Coast, so there's just all types of people there, and it's pretty big. It's like a huge military presence, but there's also like a lot of progressive, cool people. Like there's new hip shops opening up, and like I think people are maybe getting more enlightened type thing, but there's still all types of old school stuff there, and it's like the middle, like the south of like southern racism and like old school stuff, and then I think it's a mix between Florida and New York kind of thing, and that's what it's like.
Et qu'en est-il d'Hawaï?
Living in Hawaii is good. It's got lots of different stuff that I'm used to. Just being a minority, I would say the heavy Asian culture is different, but the weather's fucking beautiful. The waves are really good. Like the smallest day is about the best day at home, maybe not like that, but I mean there's waves here every single day. People are super nice for the most part. I don't know if they're that smart, but I think they try, and they're nice, so that's good. And it's healthy culture if you want it to be.
Avant de développer sur ce mode de vie sain, je pose à Timmy des questions plus personnelles, à commencer par son prénom. Cette manière qu'ont beaucoup d'Américains d'être appelés par un diminutif m'intrigue.
That's just what people call me. Maybe from South Park. You ever seen that show? Mm-hmm. Timmy? Timmy! Maybe that's where it came from. But they called me that before that too, that show. My mom used to call me Timothy in a British accent when she was mad at me. My dad probably called me Tim. I don't know where Timmy came from. I think I chose it.
Si vous rencontrez Timmy, il vous faudra peu de temps avant de vous rendre compte de la place de la musique dans sa vie. Il en écoute de différents genres, sur différents supports, à différents moments de la journée. C'est d'ailleurs comme ça que je l'ai rencontré, un dimanche matin, alors que je dormais dans une des pièces de sa colocation et qu'il avait mis les enceintes à fond.
Yeah, I think it kind of represents your personality or your whatever. You know, some people are like, oh, I'm a punk, and they only listen to punk music. Some people are like, oh, I'm whatever, a gangster. But I think I like it all. I love it all. I think I got that from my dad, because he loved music. So it's definitely a passion to find good music. He had like shelves upon shelves of records, and every Saturday morning I would wake up to music playing, you know, or when he would come home he'd put on music. I think I don't know what it is. I guess it could be a kind of therapy, or just a way to be like, I mean, because it's enjoyable, really.
Une autre chose qui marque chez Timmy, la cuisine. Et plus que ça, nourrir son corps avec des choses saines.
I'd always made stuff when I was younger. My dad was a big cook, and I mean, my mom could cook, 'cause she can cook great as well, but my dad always cooked. I don't know, I got real healthy in high school. Just eating what I needed to eat. And then I think with my dad getting sick towards the end of that stuff, I started just eating like shit. Not super terrible, but I didn't really care. My exercise level was down. But then, yeah, recently, now that I'm on my own again, I just focus on that, because I don't have to worry about what somebody else wants to eat. I eat what I want to eat, and it's just, I don't know, I think it fills you, because when you eat good food, I mean, you feel good. You don't feel like you want to be a hamburger, even though you have to be a hamburger sometimes, because they're fucking good.
Je rencontre Timmy à un moment de sa vie où il prend soin de lui et trouve de quoi rire tous les jours. Et je lui demande s'il a toujours réussi à maintenir cet équilibre.
I went through 6 years of really hard time with my dad being sick. But I never forgot, because he was funny, and my mom's really funny. So that was always good. But I had a girlfriend the last 3 years of that, and she was there when he passed and everything, and I don't know, I always kept a good spirit. I think I learned that from my mom and my dad through that. And I actually just read an article by Patton Oswalt, and he said if you can mock it, you can handle it, pretty much, which is kind of how my mom deals with it, and I think that's how I deal with it as well. But yeah, I think going through the breakup and still not really feeling all the feelings from my dad kind of made me like, I don't know, sad a little bit. But I think you ride that each and every day, you know, like a roller coaster or a wave or whatever. But no, now I'm like full on fun. I think I try to be, because it's not too serious. Like, it is and it isn't. That makes sense.
Le père de Timmy avait la sclérose latérale amyotrophique, aussi appelée la maladie de Charcot. Ce n'est que la deuxième fois que j'en entends parler. Est-ce parce que c'est une maladie rare ou parce que cette maladie est non médiatisée?
Yeah, it's not like a prevalent, it's not like cancer or anything like that. But I think it's getting a lot more press. My sister works a lot with that. She's pretty gnarly. Really passionate, really stubborn. So I think she pushes the issue of getting the word of Lou Gehrig's disease out. And yeah, she's working really hard. I know that. But I think the more people that get affected by it, there's like a professional athlete from New Orleans Saints, Steve Gleason, who has it. And so I think that's huge. Because there's birds. Because that's what you need. People of relevance, I think. So it's not like hidden in the dark. But I think it's getting expressed now. More and more. The more people that get diagnosed with it. Which isn't a good thing, but I guess that's how it goes.
Indirectement, Timmy a vécu avec cette maladie pendant 6 ans. Je lui demande s'il a un message ou un conseil pour ceux qui vivent avec au quotidien, directement ou pas.
I mean, everybody deals with things differently. But like I said, if you can mock it, you can make it. Like, if you can make light of the situation, even though it's like one of the heaviest things, since there's no cure for it. I think, you know, it's like that quote, you can be, pretty much you can be happy or you can be sad. They both require the same amount of effort. I forget who said it, and that's not how it's worded, but that's how I'm wording it. So yeah, even though it happens, you just have to accept it and push through it and be strong for everybody. and make funny, shitty jokes.
Avant cet entretien, nous avons beaucoup discuté sur le fait de vivre avec un parent malade, les hôpitaux, l'ambiance, la vie qui continue quoi qu'il arrive, et ce choix, après avoir été bloqué dans l'ascenseur émotionnel, d'en sortir et de prendre les escaliers, marche après marche, vers un niveau supérieur, en se servant de tout ce qui pourrait nous faire nous sentir meilleurs. La lecture en est une. Je n'ai jamais été une grande lectrice, mais j'ai voulu changer mon histoire autour des livres, et avant de partir, une de mes volontés était de me faire recommander des ouvrages inspirants. Et sans l'avoir demandé, j'ai eu un paquet de suggestions de différentes personnes. Timmy en fait partie, et c'est d'ailleurs à nos échanges que je dois d'avoir sauté le pas, car depuis que j'ai lu un des livres qu'il m'a conseillé à différentes reprises, je ne me suis plus arrêtée.
One of the books I read was called Teachings on Love by Thich Nhat Hanh, I think. He's a Buddhist monk. And yeah, just everything I had thought about life, pretty much, is exemplified in Buddhism, I guess. And just how you're supposed to treat people and treat yourself and treat the world. Except for treating myself. I wasn't doing that very well for a long time. But now I've changed that. And I've planted the seeds of, I guess, self-love. And yeah, I think I kind of felt rejected after going through a breakup, and I was like, what the hell? What's wrong with me? But I realized quickly that it was not me type thing, but it's okay. But I feel that you just got to take care of yourself first. And I actually, just a random lady at work told me, she's like a sales consultant, and she came to the house that I was doing some of my work at, and she's not supposed to be there, but she said something to me along the lines of, I don't even know why she said it, that for two people to last together, they have to come together as two wholes. Like, to be whole. Oh, just let it go. Yeah, they have to be two complete persons and then come together, and then it can blossom and grow, which I think is how it should be. If it's like true, then you're pushing each other towards whatever you want to do. So yeah, I think that's just what Buddhism and mindfulness is the other one. I read a book called The Mindful Athlete, which is just trying to get you into your own, it's just using Buddhism to get, I guess it's not to get anywhere, because it's the same when you're on the field and when you're in life type thing. So there's never any difference. So when I'm surfing, I'm the same person as I am when I'm at the store and something happens, or yeah. And that goes along with being present in the moment and being able to just handle it, deal with it in a good, positive way, because that can have a ripple effect, I think. And I remember reading the Celestine Prophecy, but I was really stoned when I read that the first time, but it all made sense, and I was like, oh yeah, because you're supposed to like just, it's kind of like a ripple effect of teaching good ways and connectedness and seeing energies or whatever. But yeah, I think the ripple effect is a cool thing. Then you just affect people with your Buddhism, mindfulness, good vibe disease. Yeah.
Être le même au supermarché que sur sa planche de surf. Je demande à Timmy s'il se souvient la première fois qu'il a surfé et ce qu'il tire de cette activité.
Man, I don't even know if I really can. I'm trying to think. I know I used to stand up on my boogie board when I was a little grom. I think one of my friends who was really well off had this old 5.5 WRV surfboard, and I think I went and rode it, and I was definitely in love the first time I ever stood up and was just like, and I remember I came home and put it in my old, I put it in my mom's, in the laundry room, and it like stayed there, and I don't think she wanted me to have it for some reason, because it wasn't mine or whatever, but then eventually I got one for my birthday. But yeah, it's been a great thing, surfing. It teaches me a lot. I'm still learning. I know there's patience in there, because you have to sit and wait if you want to get the good wave, and sometimes I just go and go and go, and I'm all like frenetic. I don't know if that's the right word, but we'll go with it. Yeah. Just teaches you that that's part of the mindful athlete thing too, is any way the situation can go, because it's not like a soccer ball on a grass field where you know what you're going to get unless it's like windy, but still that doesn't really matter because I played soccer my whole life. With surfing it's always different, and you have to deal with other people trying to get the same waves, and then just a lot on dealing with yourself. Because you're always in your own headspace when you're out there. And lately it's just been not being a dork. I feel like I learned that a long time ago, where I like give people waves and I smile, and because that's what it's all about, having fun out there and not being a jerk, because that's who you are in life. It's the same thing, I think. There's just so many parallels that can be drawn from it for life. Like I said, it's always different. Every wave, every session, pretty much. And like I said, you just have to deal with it. And it's on your own, You're not part of a team, where I've been part of sports teams for like my younger life, but I think that was a big thing of personal growth that I've been going through, was that looking at surfing is, if you're going to get better, it's going to be because of what you do and how you handle it and respond and react, or how you take action so you don't have to react. And yeah, I think you realize that you depend on yourself a lot, and no matter what's going on in the water, you try and get in your own little zone so you can have like the best concentration, or not concentration, but just be happy, and because it's really a beautiful thing, and you're out there. Why be mad?
Est-ce que c'est pour tout ça qu'il est venu vivre à Hawaï?
Yeah, well, I came here a long time ago, and then I knew I had a job doing the solar stuff, and I'd always been interested in that stuff. And so once I was ready to leave home, once things had gone the way they did, I was like, okay, here we go. See what happens. It's turned out really well, actually. Really well. And then I think it's teaching me that surfing isn't the only part of it. That's the next chapter. But of course surfing will be there as well.
What is the other part?
What's the other part? I don't know yet. That's what I'm trying to find out. To figure out for work and life the purpose and what I want to fulfill. Not just being mindlessly going around.
Et avait-il vécu ailleurs?
I lived in Puerto Rico for a winter. That was okay. That's an interesting place. But yeah, I didn't work there or anything. I just cruised and got fucked up and surfed a lot, and yeah, that's about it there.
Timmy vit dans une maison avec 5 colocataires et des couchsurfers du monde entier qui arrivent et repartent chaque semaine. J'ai eu la chance d'être l'une d'entre eux, et de voir les habitants de cette maison accueillir autant de monde aussi souvent m'a fait ressentir une gratitude indescriptible. Comment gère-t-il le fait de vivre avec des voyageurs?
I think it's great, except for like sometimes in the morning when I really have to go to the bathroom, then it gets a little hairy. But I think I told you about this the other day. It's like the world is coming to us here. That's how I look at it, because I've talked to people from all over, and that's such an interesting thing to me, is just getting everybody's viewpoint and opinion and where they're coming from, why they're traveling, whatever, what kind of food they eat. That's amazing. Yeah, what their thoughts are. I think looking at similarities over differences is the way to make it easier when people are different, whatever. But yeah, I think it's great. Sometimes I like it when there's not people here, and it's just like, okay, the regular people are here, it's all calm, but then when people show up, it's great to have them. Don't really have a problem with it. I actually like it a lot. It gets a lot of different perspectives into my head, which is a very important thing.
En tant que voyageuse, j'adore échanger avec un maximum de personnes, car cela me prouve qu'au fond, nous voulons tous la même chose, la paix, le bien-être. Je me demande si l'on ressent la même chose en tant qu'hôte, et je demande à Timmy s'il trouve difficile d'être en contact avec autant d'opinions que de personnes.
Is it difficult to deal with everybody's opinion? Like the couch surfers or the people that live here or what?
Everybody?
No. I mean, I'm sure people have problems with my opinion, but that's just kind of how it is. If we were all the same, it'd be terrible. You know, it's like flavor. It's like the flavor of life. Variety is the spice of life. Different opinions are the flavor of. That's what I think, at least. But it's good, because then you just have to listen. It forces you to listen to people, which is a great characteristic that you want, and that I'm still trying to learn more and more. Because if you don't listen, then you don't grow, and you don't learn more. So yeah, everybody should listen to everybody else's opinion, even if they don't care for it. Maybe they will understand it, like down the line they'll think back like, oh, that's why that person thought like that, or this is why I shouldn't be a dickhead, whatever, you know.
Je lui demande si cela lui donne aussi envie de voyager, et si c'est quelque chose de répandu aux États-Unis, qui sont en eux-mêmes un pays si grand qu'il est difficile de le découvrir en un seul voyage.
Oh, I've always wanted to travel. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing a lot more traveling coming up. I think everybody everywhere likes to travel. You know, I think there's people that don't like to travel, homebodies or whatever you want to call them, but I think you learn some of the greatest lessons and opinions in life from traveling. And you don't, that's why I think the couch surfing thing's really cool. Because you're not in a hotel or some resort or whatever. You're just like in there. And they say like the Airbnb thing is like the same. And I think that's really cool. Because then you kind of have to get in with the day-to-day, what everybody's doing. Get the real flavor.
En voyageant, j'ai rencontré des gens d'un peu partout. Parmi eux, beaucoup d'Allemands qui voyagent pendant 1 an à la sortie du lycée avant de décider ce qu'ils feront par la suite. En France, cela se fait plutôt entre une licence et un master, ou après les études. Je me demande s'il y a ce genre de nouvelles habitudes aux États-Unis.
Is there like a determined year for Americans to go? I don't know. I went to college, failed out my first year, moved to Puerto Rico, moved back, got my 2-year degree, then got my 4-year degree later. So I don't know what regular, or what people do. But I think, there's travel abroad things, and then there's, I know people take like a year of working holiday, I think, but I've never done any of those programs. But I know people do. Because people are the same all over. They want to travel, they want to see the world. So I think unless they don't want to, and then in that case they don't. But that's people from everywhere, I think. But in Europe, I think you just get, because you can fly anywhere for like $40, right? So I think they have a more
opportunity.
What?
Opportunity.
Yeah, opportunity, and it's easier. Whereas in America, you can go from Virginia to California or whatever, but still America. You're not going to be like going to some Filipino thing and or whatever. You might, but it's not a totally different country.
Cette discussion et 2 semaines passées dans cette maison confirment mes premières impressions. Pour moi, Timmy est une référence pour ceux qui souhaitent adopter un mode de vie plus sain. Alors, je lui demande s'il se rend compte de son statut d'exemple.
Do I feel as if I'm an example for a healthy way of life? Fuck yeah. Yeah, sure. I think it's good. I'm only rediscovering it now. I was never not healthy because I have to be active. That's from my mom and my dad. My mom is like always moving, like has to be active. So I love that I have that. And then as far as eating, yeah, I think you should. I think it's when people put like limits or rules, like, oh no, I could never be a vegetarian, or I could never. It's like, okay, well then just be a little more conscious of it. Eat a little less meat, or eat a little more vegetables. But I think it takes work, and people would rather be told what to do, told what to eat, and get a hamburger every day. But that's like different opinions. Everybody's got their own lifestyle. But if you can show them, or just be a different, I don't know, a different way, then maybe somebody will see that and be like, oh, I'd like to do that. Then it spreads. So yeah.
C'est le moment pour la question que je pose à toutes les personnes que je rencontre. Quel a été son premier pas vers ce mode de vie? Comment a-t-il osé vivre, penser, agir de la manière la plus saine pour lui, en dépit de tout ce qui l'entourait?
I think it was when I went through the breakup, and I was just lied to, and it was just not a good thing. And I drank really heavily, and I drank through my dad's stuff. Not like really, really like, oh my god, I need to drink because I'm hiding my emotions. But I just definitely used it as like let's have fun, no worries, type thing. For using that as a catalyst, I think. The book, The Mindful Athlete, the guy George Mumford was like a heroin addict, and it took him almost flatlining with a needle snapped in his arm until he calls it his ass was on fire. And that it was just a culmination of things where I went from not being comfortable and secure, but being like, okay, I know, I'm with this person, it's awesome, or whatever it was, to, oh shit, I wasn't ready to lose another person type deal. And then once that happened, it was like shook my world type thing. And that's when I realized that the alcohol needed to go. And then the rest of the stuff just came naturally, because that's how I was before everything. So yeah. And I knew it would help me. Because once you, I mean, like I said before, what you eat, what you eat is what. It's like putting compost on a plant. It's just going to keep, it's going to get all the nutrients and everything it needs to just bloom and produce mega tomatoes and mega cucumbers. Well, when I left here and went to Italy, I was still hurt and I was still reeling and I was drinking, and I mean I was getting fucked up in Italy, and I'd stay up till 6 a.m. and was crying and like. But that's when I started reading again, actually, and I just wanted to try it. I went back home and I talked with a lot of people and talked to a lady that I used to. We used to run a cloth diaper business together, and she's super into being conscious and stuff, and she had talked about a dry January thing. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I talked to Johnny about it, and we actually did it together. So that was really cool. And that's when it just kind of was like, okay, just made it easier. And I knew my head wasn't in the right place. So it was a culmination of like a couple of weeks of, I don't know. Because then when I realized, like, okay, this is what's happening, I'm on my own, we did break up. It was like, alright, time to be me, not drown my emotions. I think I needed to feel it, all of it, even the stuff from the past with my dad and everything. So yeah, I don't think there was like an epiphany or an aha moment, not that I can recall. I think I just, in my head, I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. At least give it a try. And it's paid off a million times over. Even though I might drink a beer tonight, because I'm feeling like I might. Because then you're just like, it's not like a treat or anything, but it's like, before, that's just what you did. Oh yeah, let's get some beers. Now it's like, oh, I want to read this book, or I want to do some art, or I want to work out, and then every now and then, you're just like, oh, I'll have a beer, and it's just good. It's not like a religion, it's just like put it on the back burner, because I know how to party, and I've always thought about that, when I'd be sitting at bars, like, you're just going to a different room to sit with people that aren't having intelligent conversations, and you're just spending money to dull your mind, essentially. But it can be fun, so I shouldn't be too negative about it. But like I said, if I wanted to, I know what to do. If I want to go back to that, I call one of my friends, go to the bar, get hammered, and wake up and feel terrible. So it's easy, and I don't want to do that. I want to find other things, but also be able to do that if I ever want to.
Pas de gros déclic, juste une petite voix qu'on laisse se faire entendre. Une légère intuition qu'on transforme en action. Un calme intérieur qu'on laisse s'exprimer l'espace d'une seconde et auquel on décide de s'attacher solidement. Une prise de conscience de ses capacités et l'utilisation de la même quantité d'énergie pour vivre à l'inverse. Cela me parle. Et j'aimerais que cela résonne en tous ceux qui en ont besoin, alors je demande à Timmy s'il a un conseil à donner à ceux qui n'ont pas encore passé le cap.
Do I have advice for people that want to go on live a healthier life? I think my advice would be, don't do it, it sucks, and vegetables are terrible. No, I think you have to look at it as a learning experience. I was like, I want to know how to cook type thing. I want to know that I have the skill to be able to throw something in a pan, pull something together, because then it's like a magician or something, and it's a learning experience. It's like once you get out of school, you're kind of like, oh, I'm done learning, finally. But I think when I stopped drinking, it realized I was like, okay, let's keep learning. Let's do other stuff, challenge. And it's good. far as advice, I'd say think about it, write it down, go on a walk about it, and do it for yourself. Don't do it because somebody told you or because whatever. Yeah. Give it a try. Give everything a try. Not like, I don't know, don't try weird stuff. Whatever that means. But yeah, you should give it a try to get healthy, because it's gonna feel good. And yeah, what you put in, you get out, type deal. So yeah, that's my advice. I don't think it was very good, but yeah, do it if you want to, and make it happen.
Après ce beau conseil, je reviens à une question plus technique et demande à Timmy ses spots de surf favoris.
My favorite spot to surf in Hawaii. I surfed Silva Channels once, and it was really amazing. I surfed bowls and Kaisers in town a lot, and they're pretty good. I surf Rocky Point a lot. There's a lot of good places. It's just finding people to go with. The other weekend I went with Mike and Tori for a surf, and usually I surf alone, but when you're with your friends, it's just like, I like vibe off of them. I'm just like, it enhances my smile to like level 50. Because back at home I would always be, well, not always be surfing with friends. I'd usually surf alone, but I think when you have your buddies out there, after you surf alone like all week in the middle of work or whatever, when you get with your buddies, you're just like, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about that.
Surfer à Hawaï est le rêve de tous les surfeurs, je suppose. Mais Timmy ne compte pas rester là pour toujours.
My plan was always to come out here for like 2 to 5 years, then head to California most likely, and then maybe back to the East Coast. But one thing I've learned is that you don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know which way you can.
Exactly. And you might as well just ride the one you're on, which is this one. And it's been kind of gnarly, like, since I came out here. I lost a lot of money on a really bad car, and then I shipped a car out here for that, not for me, and then I spent money on that. And then when I was in Puerto Rico, my rims got stolen off my car, and then I came back here and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Hawaii some love. It's like treat it better than it's treated me, and see what happens. But I think you feel kind of isolated out here. I don't have like any anxiety or anything, but just the fact that it costs $1,000 and a whole day of travel to get back to the East Coast is kind of a lot. And I kind of have a good feeling about California. I like it out here, but I love it out here. I just don't feel like it. Yeah. I feel like getting, I don't know though. I like it. I'm happy. We'll see what happens, because you never know. But the plan is to go California and see how that goes. Next chapter 772 and a half.
Maybe I see you in 3 years, California, and I ask you the same question.
You'll see me in California?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to happen. I think it's good to have like a outlined plan, and then you just, if it doesn't go here, then you go there and deal with it there. Never be too rigorous. Be like a leaf, or something like that. Something like a not stiff tree. I think bamboo is a good thing to be like, because it just bends. And I think that's a Bruce Lee quote, actually. He's a good guy. Yeah, bamboo is strong, but it's also like super flexible. Yeah.
Be a little bamboo.
Be a little bamboo.
Pour terminer, je demande à Timmy d'où lui est venue l'idée de faire cette interview sur le toit.
I'd always wanted to come up here. I wanted to see the view. This is what I do every day for work, is get on roofs and see if the solar panels can fit and all that. And I don't know, I just thought about it and was like, oh yeah, let's do it. I didn't really want to drive down to the beach, because I drive all week. I'm always in my, not always in there, but yeah. I felt like it would be different.
It's the first time you're here?
On the roof? Yep.
How do you feel?
Oh, I feel great. How do you feel?
Good.
Je me sens bien et je veux rester un peu et contempler le cratère de Diamond Head. Puisque Timmy n'a rien à ajouter, son dernier mot sera le suivant.
No, I'm pleased. It's been a pleasure. All of it.
Le plaisir est partagé. À moi de vous souhaiter la plus audacieuse des vies et la plus belle des histoires à raconter.
Sick of feeling so damn tired. Sick of feeling uninspired. With myself, wanna sail across the ocean. Wanna feel some new devotion to my head. Wanna rise up with a new day. Smile in a new way. Know my worth, wanna believe in happy. Wanna start a chain reaction across the earth.